They call it a mambalus, and it is brilliant. You know that sense of satisfaction that comes from that old familiar leather wallet that you carry in your pocket? You've had in there for many, many years. The security that comes from reaching down there and feeling that it's always with you. Or your favorite EDC flashlight, the one you've maybe packed around for 10 years or so that has all of the scratches from use and the polish that can only come from years and years of carrying around in your pocket. Or your favorite EDC pocket knife, the one that you grab before all of the other ones in your collection for no other reason than to you it's just special. I love this bag. Now I can hear the comments coming in. We don't want gear reviews, we want modern homesteading. The weather outside, we have a storm coming through that is just beating all. It's 60-mile-an-hour gusts, wind blowing sideways. I mean, I don't even think you're gonna see a mad dog or an Englishman out there. So we're doing a gear review. This is something. Let me give you a backstory. So I get contacted, as I've always said, many, many times, all the time. 10, 15 video emails a day of people that want me to do a video on their gear. I do everything that I can to discourage it. And the same thing with this bag. My man Brian contacted me and said, hey, we're producing a USA-made EDC bag that we're really proud of, that we'd like to send you one. And you know, I didn't know Brian, and I sent him the email. He'll tell you the same thing. Yeah, okay, it looks kind of cool because it looked interesting. It intrigued me, unlike many of the things that people send. Send it, but I'm going to tell you that I don't guarantee anything. Chances are that you're never going to see it in the video. I'm happy to take a look at it, but the chance of that me actually doing a video on it were very slim. So he sent it anyway. It showed up. And the first thing I did was, it's all flat and it's kind of an unusual, classic style, but an unusual shape, is I put a couple pillows in it, filled it out, and I sat there and I looked at it, and I packed it around, and I thought, for some reason, it was one of those things that I liked it. And I knew I liked it because I was always putting it in a position, even though it only had like some pillows and things, I would put it in a position that I could look at it. Like we'd be sitting on the couch, we were reading with the family in front of the wood stove, and I went and grabbed it and I sat it down by the window, because I enjoyed it. I kept looking. I didn't know what I was going to use it for, or exactly how it fit into my life, or whether it did at all, but I liked it. The first night that it showed up, I brought it upstairs and I sat it by the bed and I carried it around. And every time I looked, and I noticed about this bag that everywhere I went and everything that I was doing, I was having the bag with me. And I thought about it. What do I use it for? They're saying, Brian is saying that it's an EDC bag. It's one for carrying around. Maybe you take things to the gym. Lots of different reasons. TSA compliant, all of those things. And I thought, yeah, that's fine, but I just wasn't really finding the niche for it that really worked for me until today. Easy to do reviews on things that you're excited about, things that you really love. How's this vantage point? I built a little camera rig there so I could work tripod free and have free hands, free reign here. So let's talk a little about the bag. What I'm using it for, what it's working out perfect for me, is what I call my truck bag. I have one. Jack has one, Mrs. W has one. This is not internet, YouTube, bailout bag, survival kit, zombie apocalypse nonsense. This is real life, real world go bags. Now this is not a go bag that we're gonna run off and go hide in the woods with. What a go bag means to us is that this is a bag or a backpack, whatever you use, that all three of us have that are always in the vehicle with us. So let's say we all get in Mrs. W's car, we grab these bags, whatever car they're in the back. We go out of town, they're always with us. The contents in these things, for us, what they're about is getting us home. If we drive hours away to the nearest city in Portland and there's an earthquake and the bridges are out and the traffic is snarled or whatever, we can grab these bags and we can get home. Even if it takes us 3 or 4 days of walking, we have everything all weather to get home and to be safe, the things to provide for it. This is a forget bag. This is a bag, once the contents are in it, you write it off, the write-off policy. It's just always there. So for that role, it's perfect because of the size. And this is what the contents in here. I've transferred everything that I had from just an old backpack into this, and I like it a lot better. So this style bag is interesting. Of course, you know, everything on this bag is all American made, highest quality, military spec type of hardware. Look at the size of that. And this is like an old sea bag. This is kind of a rubberized coating. I have bags like this that I use in wildland firefighting, and everyone is going to them because they're not waterproof, but they're very water resistant. Perfect example. I had a bag made out of this material on a wildland fire that I was deployed on last year, and it was sitting up on the engine, and the tank overflowed, and the water was just gushing over the side. What do you think's inside there? All my clothes, all my sleeping bag, everything in there. Had I had a conventional bag, it would have been a pretty miserable night. But because I had this type of material, it shed the water. No, you're not going to dunk it. It's not a dry bag, but it is very resistant to water. And this design is pretty old-fashioned. This is this typical sea bag, like sailors have used forever. It opens up and you load it from the top. Now this is, again, kind of an old-fashioned type of design, and I never have liked them very well because, you know, modern day bags with zippers have kind of rendered this style of bag obsolete. However, what Amambulis has done here is put a good, clever zipper system in here. So I've got these nice YKK waterproof, water-resistant style zippers. Now I can get into it. And the details, and this is when I was talking to Steve, emailing this morning about this. I gave him a couple pointers. There's a couple things that I would like to see changed about this bag, but they're minor. But I told him the things that I really liked about it were the way that these zippers were configured. Because this allows me, I can't get all the way in there, but I can access and I can get to gear. I can put a laptop in there. If I wanted to use this for traveling or carry-on bag, it's perfect for that. But the great thing is inside, and it's all got a liner in it, all stitched liner, actually a pretty head-sized zipper pocket. So I've got for stuff that I need to get at all the time. Let's say you wanted to put your phone in there, you wanted to put your keys in there, you know, let's say you're going to the gym, whatever you're doing, you can reach in there and easily get it without having to upend your bag and go in, you know, clear into the bottom. Other thing I really like is this small zipper pouch right here, right there. So you've got a small one there that you can put little things in. You know, it's going to fit regular size cell phones. You're not going to get a big one in there, but I really like that. So for me, and I'm going to go over the contents of this bag and we'll go into it in detail. But these two zipper systems, they just couldn't work better with the way I like to do things because there's a couple things that I need to get to quickly. What are they? Well, I'm going to keep some cash in there. I'm going to keep an extra cell phone charger in there. I'm going to keep a flashlight in there. The things that I might need to get to in an emergency. I'm going to keep a spare key to my truck in there so that I know that this bag is grab and go. Also, I can keep a pen in there. Let's say I need to write down a phone number. I mean, you're always looking around for a pen. I'm not saying that this bag, even how I've got it configured, is going to be completely a write-off and unusable, but I'll tell you, I go to these things all the time, the way I've got them set up. I just don't want to go in deep. I don't want to go in and start dragging coats and hats and shoes and things out to get to some cash or a flashlight. So for me, that works really, really great. Shoulder strap on here so you can carry it. Nice thing about it is just like a courier bag, which I really like. You wear a courier bag on the back, and it's got a single strap, and the way they're designed, it's going to be hard to demonstrate. You bring it around the front, it's hanging on my strap now. I can access the pockets. So if I am traveling and I want to keep my airline tickets, or I want to carry something in there, a pen or reading glasses, I can access that zipper. Velcro on there, you can put your morale patches on there. Little details that I like. Here's a perfect example. Shrink tape over the knots on the zipper pulls. They've weaved them in there, kind of, that's mystery ranch style there. Covered zippers, lots of detail. The more I look at this, the more detail that I see. Very nice, very nice. Padded shoulder strap. Look at that. What a perfect place. This is what I put on here. How about a Benchmade rescue cutter right there? You know, as a first responder, you know, I think about these things on my bag. I want to grab my bag, and I know there's a good first aid kit in there. Rescue cutter if I need to cut a seat belt. You know, these things you gotta think about these things. Reinforced, nice handle. I mean, what a great little bag, great size, and it's just cool. It's just plain cool. Love the logo. It's just one of those things. One of those things, like, you know what it's like for me? It's like this. Can't explain it. Don't know why I like it so much, but I do. I just do. Man, great. So, what I don't like. A couple things. I'm not saying I don't like them, but I think they can be improved. And here's the thing, is these are not available yet. When I talked to Brian today, he said they had 12 of these made, and they're running a Kickstarter campaign, and I got one of the 12. He sent this to me, and because I emailed him and I said, I want 2 more. I want one for Mrs. W and for Jack. We want to convert our car bags over to this. He's like, sorry, I gave them all out. We don't have any more, but they're doing a Kickstarter. They have funded it. They're going into production. So if you want to get one of these, you want to put together a kit or something like this, you can go over, I'll put a link in the subject heading, you can go over and get that initial pricing, which is going to save you a bunch of money. So as far as what I don't like about it, it's also, I need to say, I'm not paid to say this. This was sent to me. I got this for free. I want to disclose that. I just like it. I really like it, and that's why I'm doing the video. And I didn't feel like going outside and doing anything in the rain. So, but I do love the bag. Great job, Brian. So one thing I would like to see changed on this, and these things are all possible because the bag is still, well, it looks like, I think it was like 42 days out, but it is fully funded on, I think, Kickstarter or one of those things. I'd like to see this be removable. We've got the nice heavy mil spec hardware on there. I'd like to have a loop right here where I can have the option of taking this off and stowing it in a bag. I don't always want to do it. Sometimes I might just want a small duffel that I can grab by the handle without this all hanging up. Especially going through airport, having these straps sometimes is kind of a drag. They get caught up on stuff. Let's make that, put a D-ring there, make the same snap here so we can get rid of that. Also, I'd like to see a pocket here on the outside, because I think a lot of people are going to use this who live in the city for more of an urban style EDC bag. This needs to fit a large iPhone on the outside. I really think it does. I can't get an iPhone 6 Plus in there. You could probably get a small one in there. Make sure when you guys are designing this that you design that to fit with a case. You know, like put a Magpul case on there, so don't make it tight. We don't want it to have to be a hassle. It needs to drop in there, fit. Just make it a little bit bigger. I don't think that'd be a problem. Also, you know, traveling, a lot of people travel with mini iPads. Make this pocket big enough to drop a mini iPad into. It does now. You can get it in there. It's a little bit tight, but I would consider that, because this is the real life for people, and this is what people need. This is a bag that is meant to be used for EDC, and I think that most of us, those things are essential EDC items. They really are. So that's it. Good job, Brian. I like the bag, and again, 63. I wonder if that must be 63 cubic centimeters. Maybe I'd like to see that not be the metric system, but that is, you know, we're splitting hairs now, aren't we? But that's it. That's the gear review. Next video, we'll pull it all out. I'll show you the essential items so you can put together a kit. You need to have one of these. If you live in an area, it doesn't matter. You need to have something like this in your truck. If you get into trouble, you break down, who knows what, that your family's looked after, and it's stuff you can put together. It's not expensive. There's nothing in here that's very expensive. There's probably nothing in here that you don't already have. It's just good common sense. So thanks for watching. Good job, Amambulis. Thanks for the bag, and we'll see you guys on the next video.